Hi there, I'm Joy, and today I would like to talk about transformational astrology and what that means. So, transformation is a thing becoming another thing, right? Um, and astrology is the study of the planets and how they show up on astrology charts and how that correlates with our inner worlds and outer worlds in our lives. When you combine the two, what you're essentially looking at is how you can use the wisdom of astrology as well as the language of astrology to explore and communicate how you can do inner transformational work as well as transform the external conditions of your life. So this is very exciting. I love this. I actually have a Scorpio moon in the ninth, conjunct 29 degrees Uranus in the ninth in Scorpio, conjunct 0 degrees Sagittarius, midheaven in my chart. So Scorpio moon, Scorpio Uranus, Sagittarius midheaven, all like smushed together, um, and all very impactful on each other. So basically, the way I interact with the world tends to be very transformational just in general. And this is something that I've noticed about myself since I was probably a teenager, that I would tend to attract friends and just people in my life that either were going through or were ready to start going through a really big transformation of some kind in their lives. And I've always had a tendency to like spark breakthroughs for people. It's that Uranus right there with the moon and midheaven. So I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm just gonna be real and say that whether I'm intentionally doing it or not, I do tend to have a bit of a transformational impact on people. And if I'm going to be putting out content like videos and, posts in my Facebook group, by the way, that group is called How to Read Natal Charts. So if you aren't a member there and you want to check it out, come check it out. Um, but but basically, at this point, I'm just going to embrace it and say, all right, that's what we're doing. We're doing transformational astrology, because whether I'm trying to or not, that's going to be what it is probably. So here we are. What is transformational astrology in terms of how I use the term? So the reason I say that is because if you Google transformational astrology, like you're going to find books and, various websites and stuff like that. And I kind of look forward to delving into other people's uses of astrology for transformation. However, I have not done so yet, and I'm not like in any kind of particular hurry to do that right at the moment. So, it's possible that other people do it differently, and I'm just throwing that out there. But in any case, so how do I use astrology for transformation? Well, one of my favorite quotes ever, if not my favorite quote ever, is Carl Jung. And he said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will control your life and you will call it fate. I have done a really significant amount of depth work in my life, especially in the past several years, and I have found that this is absolutely accurate. A lot of the things that I never really thought about in my life, a lot of circumstances that just seemed to be the way it was, or maybe I had an explanation about why it was like that based on, external factors. Once I really started exploring myself, I found that I was actually creating those situations for myself unconsciously. And I am not going to say that every circumstance in life is like that. I do not believe that is a very compassionate thing to say, because sometimes some really awful things happen to people, and I'm not trying to tell them that it's their fault. No. Um, oh no, my computer froze. Or maybe it didn't. That was interesting. So in any case, I'm just going to keep rolling with this. Um, and I just want to say that, not everything that we go through in life is something that we unconsciously brought on ourselves. That's not what I'm trying to say. However, there is a lot that we do unconsciously create in our lives, and can create differently once we become aware of it, and especially if we know how to interact with those parts of us, formerly unconscious parts of us, in really loving and supportive and nurturing ways. If we can do that, then we're in a position to really change those patterns in our lives and really create different circumstances in our external worlds. And how exciting is that? I mean, wow, that's very exciting. I love that. So anyways, um, I have a couple other videos. One of them is about astrology and IFS, and one of them is just about IFS. I'm going to put the links to those in the description to this video, so you can check those out. They're both very relevant to what I'm talking about right now. But in the meantime, I'm going to wrap this video up. Actually, I take that back. There was a whole nother thing that I wanted to get into that I totally forgot about. So, all right. So I think it's really important anytime you are either intentionally or unintentionally experiencing transformation in your life, it's really important to balance out the Scorpio focus with Taurus focus, and balance out the 8th house focus with 2nd house focus. So what does that mean? It's really important to enjoy simple pleasures in life. It's really important to have a certain amount of physical comfort and stability. It's really important to go slow. I mean, this is Taurus wisdom. Slow is fast a lot of times. And when it comes to depth work, our psyches are an interconnected system of different parts of us. And when you change one thing, it has a kind of a cascade effect, and it can change a lot of things. And you're not going to be aware of a lot of them, especially immediately. And it can be a pretty destabilizing thing. Like, it destabilizes the nervous system, it can be destabilizing for the immune system. And when you're doing this kind of work, it's important to support your health, like be really conscious of what you're bringing into your body. And not everything you consume is food. Like the type of television shows and music and books and whatever else that you enjoy or are exposed to, that's all part of your consumption as well. um, and Taurus wisdom tells us, you are what you eat. You're made up of all of the stuff that you consume. So it's important to be mindful of that, and to take good care of yourself. Consume things that are healthy for you, and just enjoy yourself. Take it easy. Anything that you can do to show yourself love, support, care, nurturing, making a conscious effort to focus on those things can be a very important part of getting yourself ready for transformation and nurturing yourself through transformation. And it's also particularly important if you have suffered a loss, because that is another type of transformation, and another eighth house theme is grief. If you have suffered some kind of loss, it's important to allow your body to lead the grieving process to a large extent. And just respect what your body needs, honor what your body needs, and take care of your body as much as possible. And just be patient with yourself. And, that goes for, depth work and other types of transformations too. If you were to cut open a chrysalis, and I'm not saying to do this because that's not very nice, but like if you were to cut open a chrysalis while a caterpillar is like halfway through turning into a butterfly, you're not going to find a caterpillar that's starting to grow wings. You're going to find goo. And that's how transformation is. There's kind of a breakdown of sorts as part of a transformation. There's this phase where you don't know what you're going to become. You're just not what you were anymore, and it hurts to give it up. And there's every transformation, it has a little bit of grief attached to it. So it's important to be patient with yourself and recognize that it won't always be like this. Just give yourself time. Trust that there is a process that's taking place, and it's going to continue. You're not going to be goo forever. Just, trust the wisdom of your body. And I do have some tools that I really, really, really love for this kind of work. My absolute favorite is IFS, and I'm going to, like I said, post some links about that in the description. And I also love the Enneagram and somatic experiencing and polyvagal theory, and like schema therapy is also another like interesting thing. And there's other stuff too, but in any case, basically what I'm getting at here is that there are lots of different ways that you can work with this kind of thing. But whatever it is that you do, be patient with yourself. So I am starting to offer a series of classes and some like group sessions that are geared around each of the different areas of life, like, first house, independence, the power to do, um, the courage to make a fresh start, the ability to act alone, other similar themes. For example, will be the focus of the first house. And whatever area of life you want to see transformation or need transformation to happen in, it's represented by one of the houses in astrology. So astrology becomes a very useful tool for not only understanding how to support that by understanding the ways that the houses are interconnected, but also a tool for communicating. Astrology is a language. So it's useful in that way too. And then you can also look at different things in your chart and, kind of get an idea of what might be going on, and how you can use your placements, and, where you don't have placements is important too, to support yourself through transformation as well. So transformational astrology is, well, I'm so not going to re-record this video just because I like lost the end of my sentence just now. It's not a thing that's going to happen. Did I ever tell you that I have ADHD? I have ADHD. That's a thing. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and check out the links in the comments. And if you are interested in any of the stuff that I'm offering, any of the group sessions, any of that, joining that Facebook group is a good way to stay on top of what's being offered. You can also visit my website, joythemodernmystic.com/services. And then there's also a /classes. So you can check that out as well. And I'm just going to stop talking and like throw some links in the description. So anyway, thank you very much. Bye-bye.